Piaggio's MP3 scooters were a game-changer when they hit the markets back in 2003, and Italy's premier scooter maker has hit a new pinnacle of refinement with its MP3 business HPE BSASR. That alphabet soup of features adds to the yummy goodness already under the hood to make this new variant particularly suitable for the office, student commuter, even if they've no previous riding experience. New details abound. Of course, the obvious selling point is the two-up-front trike arrangement that grants the MP3 the stability of a trike with the fluidity and sensation of flight normally reserved for two-wheeled machines. Power, performance and safety, what's not to love? Naturally, the front end is much wider than your typical scooter to accommodate the unique front suspension and steering setup, but it's only a skosh wider than the rest of the machine, unlike some of the other Delta trike machines out there. The fairing flows back toward the pilot with lines that are then picked up by the subframe enclosure to give it a mature and elegant look that ties the machine together quite nicely. Inside the inner fairing brow, a pair of analog gauges and an LCD monitor display all the usual metrics, but tucked away in the handlebar fairing, the business mounts something that makes it really special. I'm talking about VO, the TomTom navigator that displays your position for easy course plotting on the fly. Pretty nifty, huh? A short tunnel breaks up the step through a bit ahead of the narrow saddle that starts out narrow, but quickly flares out to cradle the rider's butt at a comfortable 31.1 inches high. The rise to the pillion forms a lumbar support for the pilot while the passenger gets a butt stop of their own to help keep them aboard, plus a JC rail that doubles as an anchor for your bungee neck. Recessed taillights ride tucked away neatly under the rail with turn signal standoffs down on the mudguard that is big enough to mount the tag, but keeps it nice and tight with a minimal extension to control the rear wheel fling. Overall, a really nice looking maxi scooter that would look right at home next to Yamaha's XMAX or Beemer's C650 GT. A double cradle frame made up of tubular steel members forms the support structure rather than the brand's typical monocoque system that uses a stressed skin for its rigidity. The typical swing mount arrangement uses the engine and transmission as structural members in lieu of a swinger mount back, but it's the arrangement up front that is anything but ordinary. An articulated quadrilateral setup allows the business to lean into the corners with an electro-hydraulic suspension block feature that allows you to come to a stop, step off and walk away without even using the stand. Oh, it has a center stand alright, you just don't have to use it. Dual coil-over shocks float the front end on 3.34 inches of travel and fixed damping values with two more coil-overs in back that sport variable preload on 4.25 inches of travel. A set of 110/70 hoops leads the way, followed by a 140/70 with integrated disc brakes all around and ABS protection for the first layer of electronic stability control. A single overhead cam times the 4-valve, twin spark head that caps the single, 94mm barrel with a 71mm stroke for a total displacement of 493 cc. It puts out a claimed 44.2 horsepower at 7,750 revolutions per minute with 35 pound-feet of torque that peaks out at 5,500 revolutions per minute. Pretty good numbers until you look at the 606-pound wet weight that it's pushing. Oh well, we had to know that third wheel and fancy suspension was going to add some mass. Liquid cooling carries away the waste heat and an inductive, closed-loop exhaust handles the waste gases to meet Euro 4 emission standards and be city-friendly just about everywhere. As usual with scooters, a centrifugal clutch couples engine power to a continuously variable transmission that uses pulleys and a belt instead of a gearbox for the twist-and-go operation that people expect. Ease of operation, stability, and safety. See, I told you it's good for inexperienced riders. Looks like you can expect to shell out $9,199 for a 2018 MP3 500 business. The colors are attractive, if a bit understated, with blue matte, black universo, white iceberg and gray dust matte on the palette. Thanks for watching.